Hello and welcome everyone, this is Adam from Critical Impact Gaming, and today I got another epic Wi-Fi battle for you. This time my opponent's going to be named Lukatas. Kind of a weird name, but he's got a cool outfit though, so that's really awesome. So he's just going to lead off with his Ectoplasm lead Gengar here, and every time I see a lead Gengar I think, okay, he's probably just wants to up a substitute and go for some nasty plots. So I'm not even going to mess around with Stealth Rocks this early on. I know it's always imperative to get Stealth Rocks up, but I'm not going to mess around with substitute Nasty Plot Gengar right now. So I'm just going to go straight away for the Earth Power as he returns his Gengar into his Primarina here, which is absolutely going to eat that Earth Power up like nothing. So I'm thinking, okay, this thing could be Specs, and Spec sets usually do carry the Energy Ball. So I'm going to go ahead and switch out into my VENUSAUR since I do quad resist the potential Energy Ball, I should say. Now there is a chance that he could be Life Orb and just take me out with the Psychic on next turn. However, I do not see a Life Orb damage after this turn right here. So that kind of confirms that he's most likely Specs. Also, that Energy Ball did do kind of a bit, considering I am a Venusaur and I do quad resist right there. So pretty much, if you know me, if you've already seen a handful of my videos, you know I'm not really a big fan of over-predicting super early into the game. I do when I feel it's necessary, but at this point in the game I don't feel it's necessary. And that's kind of why I clicked Sleep Powder here. I didn't think he'd bring his Pre-Churchin, but he did, and that was honestly a very well played turn by my opponent there. Seeing as how the Electric Terrain does prevent my opponent from falling asleep due to my Sleep Powder, or Yawn, or Hypnosis, or any kind of sleep-inducing move like that. So now I'm going to go for the Earth Power here, thinking maybe he's just going to want to substitute, because on my Pincurchin I do have Substitute, Recover, Hydro Pump, and Rising Voltage. So that's why I went for the Earth Power, hoping he would just stay in. But no, my opponent does seem pretty capable of handling himself there. So he goes into the Hawlucha, gets the, I think it's +1 in defense for the Electric Seed, right? I could be wrong, I didn't look. But now he's going to take this opportunity to set up a +2 with that Swords Dance, and man, I am about to get swept right here. I just go into my Rotom Heat form because I'm hoping maybe he'll go for the, what's it called, the Acrobatics, not wanting to mess around with the Close Combat defense drops or the High Jump Kick accuracy, but he does go for the High Jump Kick. Unfortunately for me, it does connect. I'm like, ooh, I really could have used that Rotom Heat later on in this game. Could have helped me out a lot. So I'm going to go into my Stabby here. I am max HP and max attack choice band, so I know I'm naturally bulky, so I'm thinking maybe I could live this, and I luckily do live the Acrobatics. Fortunately for me, he didn't want to mess around with that High Jump Kick this time around. But because of that defense buff right there from the Electric Seed, my choice band, Adamant, Iron Head is not enough to take him out. So I'm like, okay, I'm getting swept right now. I need to stop this. Gen 3 Quag, Swampert, my boy, you're my last hope. So I go for the Ice Beam just because I am max HP and max defense with this set here. And I live a critical hit on 18 HP. Isn't that absolutely insane, you guys? And luckily I am able to connect this Ice Beam. I mean, it has 100% accuracy, but it's lucky that I lived it to be able to connect it, if you know what I mean. So the Hawlucha goes down, stopping that sweep, and man, that is super scary, but he did take out essentially 3 of my Pokemon. He took out the Escavalier, the Rotom, and pretty much brought my my Swampert down to where I can't really do anything. So I'm gonna go ahead and look at my options here as he brings in his Gengar, and I'm thinking, okay, he's probably not gonna want to set up a substitute. He's probably just gonna go for the Shadow Ball or Sludge Bomb. And in that case, I'm just going to go ahead and try to set up Rocks, which is kind of just me letting my Swampert die for a sack so I could get Safe Switch into something else. I'm thinking, okay, he hasn't seen my Ghidorah yet, and the way I brought it in, I'm going to bluff the Choice Scarf item, and it actually turns out pretty well because he switches out on my, my Nasty Plot here. So that's very good for me. Now I'm at +2. I am timid though, not modest, so I don't have that extra power. But the +2 is still going to be a pretty threatening to my opponent here, as he does bring in his Primarina, which actually resists one of my stab, is immune to the second stab, and my Flash Cannon only does neutral to it. But let's see how much my Flash Cannon will actually do. Hopefully it's going to be enough to KO it, since it is already about, what, 70%? But no, that's so annoying that it did not kill it. He's going to go ahead and get off the stab quad effective draining kiss on me and get a critical hit. I'm pretty sure the crit did not matter whatsoever, and he's actually going to get back up to right around where he was before taking that flash cannon, maybe even a little bit higher. So I'm like, okay, I need to bring in my last trump card here. I'm going to bring in my nice, awesome Exodia. I named it Exodia because it does one thing when it comes in. It gets up, well, I guess a couple things. It gets up the Psychic Terrain. I click Psychic, and it obliterates.
Exodia, obliterate!
Boom! That's why I love Tapu Lele. Every time he comes in and it's able to get off an attack, it pretty much just destroys anything. So, I mean, he does still have the Gengar and 2 Pokemon that we haven't seen. The Pink Urchin really isn't too big of a threat at this point, but he is smart enough to know to bring in the Gengar because he's probably figuring that I am Specs. Because I think if I weren't Specs, it might not have killed the Primarina, because it might be bulky. I'm not entirely sure. Because we didn't see any leftovers of Life Orb, so it could be a bulky set or it could be Choice Scarf, Choice Specs. We're not entirely sure. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in my VENUSAUR because I do need to save my Tapu Lele since I only have the 2 left, and VENUSAUR could definitely take on Gengar 1v1, no problem. He's going to be able to fire off a couple of Sludge Waves here. That's really bad for me though, because if he manages to get 1 or 2 high rolls, then it's pretty much over for me. I am able to luckily get off a Earth Power here, which is super effective, but it's not quite enough to take him out. I am at a decent amount of HP. I'm still in the yellow. I think I was, what, 81? Yeah, okay, so that brings me down to 17 HP. Ooh, this is getting really close, guys, honestly, like, wow. So I do score the totally necessary critical hit there. I mean, that is a game changer right there, ladies and gentlemen. But I am able to take out the Gengar, so that's another threat out of the way. So he does still outnumber me 3-2, and he's going to go ahead and bring out his Blaziken here, and I'm like, okay, every time someone brings out Blaziken in a situation like this, they get greedy. So he's going to go for a Swords Dance, and I'm going to take absolute advantage of that and go for the Sleep Powder here, and I do connect. Wow! Like, this is the best luck I've had in a battle in quite some time, and I was in a really tight pinch here. Like, I didn't think I was going to be able to even survive this far into the battle, but here I am, just because of people being greedy and a little bit of dumb luck here and there. So I honestly totally spaced out for a second here and clicked Earth Power like twice, not even realized it was disabled, so I'm like, oh, okay. Sludge Bomb, please do 50% or more. I need this to do at least 50%, and it does about 45, so I'm like, okay. If this thing can stay asleep for like 2 more turns, I can definitely kill it. If not, then I lose right now. So he is going to actually, unfortunately, wake up right here, but goes for Blaze Kick and misses. You guys, I'm telling you, dumb luck right here. Even more dumb luck, I get the Poison Hacks on my opponent, meaning that I don't have to survive for 1 more turn because he dies to the poison damage. That is insane. I'm sorry if I'm sounding like super hype right now. This is just like a crazy battle for me. I was super pumped when I had this battle, and I'm super pumped to narrate this and show you guys this total luck. Honestly, I probably would have lost if I didn't have the luck on my side for this battle here. So he's just going to sound his Como-O, which I know is going to be potentially immune to my Sludge Bomb because he could have the bulletproof ability, which makes like bomb or bullet moves. You know, you're pretty much immune to those, like Shadow Ball or I think Bullet Seed. I'm not entirely sure, but Sludge Bomb he's definitely immune to if he has that ability. So I'm going to go ahead and switch out to Exodia. He protects that very nicely and goes for an Iron Head, and I'm going to go for a Psychic right here. And Tapu Lele takes out the Como-O. So it's now, the tables have completely turned. It's now 2v1. He has his Pink Urchin left. And this thing, honestly, I haven't seen any attacks yet. I was assuming it was the same set that I ran, which is the Life Orb. I think I said it at the beginning of the video. Life Orb, Substitute, Recover, Hydro Pump, and Rising Voltage. and I'm not entirely sure if I can KO it from full without my Psychic Terrain up, so I am going to go into the VENUSAUR just because I do resist the stab. But he actually reveals that he's the physical set with Liquidation. Now, I know Pink Urchin does has higher physical attack than special, however, the special set is just better, in my opinion at least. If he did have the special set and went for the Rising Voltage, he might be able to KO VENUSAUR, but then I would be able to go for my Psychic Terrain and outspeed him and take him out. So, honestly, that was a really close game. I did not think I'd be able to pull it through. I think I'd just go for like another Gig Drain, or no, Earth Power this turn. So that should be game right there. Very good game. Lucatas, I think her name was. Yeah, if we ever battle again, I hope it's a good one, and I hope you guys enjoyed this battle just as much as I did, and have a nice day, everyone. Bye.